Hi everyone, Meta Anime here. Hope you are doing well. Today I am going to tell the story of a film called Josee, the Tiger, and the Fish. It is an adaptation of a Japanese short story with the same title from 1984 by Seiko Tanabe. This film was released in 2020 and was directed by Kotaro Tamura, who is also the author of the famous manga and anime Noragami. The story is about Josee, a young girl who has rarely gone out of the house by herself due to her being unable to walk, and a university student named Tsuneo. Equipped with his passion for diving and admiration for marine biology, university student Tsuneo Suzukawa tries his best to juggle several part-time jobs to earn enough money to study abroad. But one night, in a fateful accident, he meets a girl in a wheelchair, driving his current path into a detour. At the start of the film, we were shown Tsuneo diligently doing his daily activities like studying, working, and doing his hobby of diving. Tsuneo, who works at a diving store, was checking on the picture of a fish he took when he was diving, and a girl named Mai praised him for that picture. While working, Mai invited Tsuneo for diving next week together with their friend Hayato, who is also working there. While on the talk, Hayato mentioned them both having no girlfriend. But Tsuneo said that he has no time to look for a girlfriend or join them for diving next week because he will be looking for a new part-time job. During the night, on the way home, Tsuneo saw a girl in a wheelchair coming down very fast on a downhill road towards him. That girl was then thrown away from her wheelchair and fell right on top of Tsuneo, who was trying to save her earlier. A while later, an old woman who was apparently that girl's grandmother came running down and thanked Tsuneo for saving her granddaughter. The grandmother calls the girl Kumiko, but she prefers to be called Josee. Suddenly, Josee bit Tsuneo's hand and called him a pervert for groping her. They all then walked together as their houses are on the same way. On the way, the grandmother told Tsuneo that Josee was born this way and that they usually walk during the night because she thought that it would be safer and no one would see them. But she said that the world is filled with scary beasts. The grandmother invited Tsuneo for dinner at her house. Josee was still very upset with Tsuneo as she called her pervert, and even a cat in their house was very hostile towards Tsuneo. Josee then asked her grandmother for tea, but Tsuneo prepared and gave the tea to her instead. But she threw stuff at him because the tea was too hot for her. Before Tsuneo left, Josee's grandmother offered him a job and he accepted it as he is in dire need of money. That job requires Tsuneo to follow every single one of Josee's orders. The next day, Tsuneo came to Josee's house to start his job. With Tsuneo around, Josee always goes to her room to avoid him. Josee asked Tsuneo to do useless and tedious things like kneeling, counting threads, finding four-leafed clovers, etc. This made Tsuneo feels very upset towards Josee and told this to Mai and Hayato. Mai and Hayato suggest Tsuneo quit this job. One day, a professor from his university looked for Tsuneo and told him that he can go to Mexico to continue his study. Tsuneo was very excited to hear it as it had always been his dream to continue his study abroad after graduating. On the other hand, Josee was asking her grandmother to go outside, but her grandmother forbids it, saying that the outside world is dangerous. Upon arriving at Josee's house, Tsuneo said that he wants to quit but heard no reply. Tsuneo then opened Josee's room and found beautiful paintings of the ocean inside the room. He then heard the grandmother calling for Kumiko. The grandmother then told Tsuneo that Josee was missing. After looking for a while, Tsuneo found Josee and was trying to get her home. But Josee asked him to take her to the ocean. Upon hearing that, Tsuneo then took her to the ocean. Shortly, they arrived at a beach. Josee then asked how does seawater taste. She then said that when she was little, her father once took her to the sea, but she can't go near it because she was afraid of the waves. As both of her parents are gone, Josee desperately wants to know the answer to that question. She knows that it is salty as she read it from books, but she still wants to make sure of it herself. Tsuneo then carried her to the sea and Josee can finally taste the seawater herself. Tsuneo then continues his job to take care of Josee. After arriving at Josee's house, her grandmother was furious with both of them and gave a warning to Tsuneo. Josee then asked him why did he take her to the sea. He then told her that he have a weakness for anyone longing for the sea. Josee plans to go outside again and told Tsuneo that her grandmother usually takes a nap around 1 to 3 p.m. On the next day, they both sneaked out of the house together and had fun together. This went on for days as they went and visited many places like the park, zoo, aquarium, etc. At the aquarium, Tsuneo told Josee about various fishes there which amazed Josee. Despite knowing that they frequently went out, the grandmother kept it silent as she saw that Josee was getting happier each day. One day, Josee and Tsuneo went to a library together. When Josee was about to borrow a book from the librarian asked her does she liked Sagan, the author of the book she was about to borrow. Apparently, the librarian named Kana was also a fan of the author and was excited to see another fan. Josee and Kana then became friends afterward. After that, Tsuneo took Josee to the diving store he works at. There, they met Hayato and Mai. Feeling uncomfortable and upset, Josee immediately left the store, which made Tsuneo very confused. At night, Josee asked her grandmother to tell Tsuneo not to come anymore. The grandmother then called Tsuneo about that. The next day, Tsuneo was told that he got the scholarship to go to continue his study in Mexico. He planned to go there next year. Meanwhile, Josee was at the library with Kana. The kids there asked Josee to read them a book because Kana was busy at the moment. She was so nervous and read the books very fast and plainly to the kids, which made them sleepy and left her except one kid. That kid asked Josee to draw the mermaid castle from the books she read them. She then drew a beautiful castle and impressed Kana. Kana then suggests Josee to work as an artist, but Josee was still very nervous about it. At night, Tsuneo went to Josee's house and gave her a beautiful fish light ornament he took from the diving store. He told her that it is the clarion angelfish that can be found in Mexico. While sitting together, Tsuneo told Josee that his parents are divorced and that his mother is working very hard for them both. This made the relationship between Tsuneo and Josee better. One day, Josee asked Tsuneo if she wanted to go out again, but this time she did it in front of her grandmother. This greatly shocked her grandmother. Josee then told her grandmother that the world isn't all scary. This made her grandmother speechless, but she then burst into laughter after Josee and Tsuneo left. Josee and Tsuneo went to the zoo and saw a tiger together. Josee then told Tsuneo that she wants to work as an artist. One day, Josee's grandmother passed away and left Josee alone. Because of this, Tsuneo had been very unfocused while doing his daily activities. The next day, two men came to Josee's house to meet Josee. They introduced themselves as social workers and came there because a neighbor called for them to help Josee find a job so that she can survive. When Josee said that she wants to be an artist, they told her to just go find a job instead. This made her very upset and went to her room, ignoring the two of them. Josee then met Mai and Hayato while she was sitting on the side of a bridge looking at the river. Apparently, Mai and Hayato were looking for Josee to cheer her up. But Mai instead asked Josee to let Tsuneo free because Tsuneo had been working very hard for his dream and Mai thought that Josee had been hindering him to achieve it. Mai told Josee that Tsuneo planned to go study abroad next year and this greatly shocked Josee. Josee was angry at Mai saying that Tsuneo should tell this to her instead of Mai. Mai also said that Tsuneo had been visiting Josee out of sympathy and made Josee speechless. Upon arriving at Josee's house, Tsuneo saw that Josee had cut her hair and sold all her paintings. Josee then told Tsuneo about her final request to him. She asked him to take her to the sea again. At the beach, Josee said that she had taken a job at an office and let go of her dream to be an artist, saying that it was out of reach. Josee then left Tsuneo after saying that she knew about Tsuneo's plan to go abroad. After leaving Tsuneo, Josee's wheelchair got stuck in the middle of the road and a car was fastly approaching her. Tsuneo then rushed to save Josee, but sadly he got hit by a car that cannot stop because of the slippery road. He was then immediately taken to a hospital. This accident greatly stressed Josee. This accident broke Tsuneo's shinbone at the ankle, making it hard for him to walk or run as before, and even rehab might not fix everything. Josee went to visit Tsuneo and the hospital to apologize, but Tsuneo said that it was not her fault. The next day, Tsuneo's professor, Mai, and Hayato went to visit Tsuneo at the hospital. The professor told him that he lost the scholarship due to this accident. Tsuneo lost all his spirit because he can no longer study abroad and go diving. The next day, Mai took Tsuneo out for a walk and told Tsuneo that she had feelings for him. Tsuneo just went silent and gave no answer. In the afternoon, Mai went to Josee's house. Mai told Josee that she had been in love with Tsuneo and that she didn't want Tsuneo to go abroad to study. She wants Tsuneo to always stay near her side. Mai also said that she knows Tsuneo far better than Josee while saying all the stuff she know about him. Hearing this, Josee got mad, saying that Tsuneo will never give up. She said that he will never forget about fish and abandon his dream. Even though she doesn't know him more than Mai, her feelings for him are stronger than her. The truth is, Mai had been doing this so that Josee will do something to help Tsuneo. Starting from then, Josee had been busy painting for days and at times discussing books with Kana. Meanwhile, Tsuneo's left arm already got better, but his leg still hasn't. One day, Hayato took Tsuneo to the library. There, they saw Josee, Kana, and children about to listen to a story from Josee. Josee starts telling the story about a little mermaid and an angel. The story was based on Tsuneo and Josee's story from the first time they met until Tsuneo got hurt. Tsuneo was so touched by the story that he cried after hearing it. After hearing this story, Tsuneo got motivated again and tried his best every day during rehab so that he can walk again. Josee, Mai, and Hayato occasionally visit Tsuneo to check on his condition. Eventually, Tsuneo was able to walk again, even though he still needed the help of a walking stick, and was discharged from the hospital. Tsuneo waited for Josee to come and pick him up, but Josee never came. Tsuneo then went to Josee's house only to find it completely empty with some stuff already put inside some boxes. Tsuneo went again to meet Kana at the library to ask her about Josee. But Kana didn't know where she was either. Tsuneo, Kana, Mai, and Hayato then went around looking for Josee. At night, Josee bumped someone on the road and was descending rapidly from an inclined road. Tsuneo suddenly came and saved Josee, exactly just like how they first met. At that time, Tsuneo told Josee that he loved her, and Josee replied by saying that she loved him too. They then hugged and kissed each other in the middle of the road. Time went by. Tsuneo finally went to Mexico to pursue his dream, and Josee probably start working as an artist now. The last scene shows Josee sitting on a bench in a park painting, and Tsuneo, who went back home to Japan for spring break, finally meet each other again. So, that's the whole story of Josee, the tiger, and the fish. What do you guys think? I personally really like this film. The plot is not too deep, and the simple love story was executed with brilliant cinematography and music. It also shows really great character development with some valuable life lessons and a push to be happier with our life. Please tell us what you think through the comment section. If you like this content, please leave us a like and share them with your friends. Thank you for watching. Until we see you again.